Hello, and a very warm welcome to today's session on Introduction to Facility Planning. I am Chavi Sahai. I work as an assistant professor at AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. The topic we are discussing is about facility planning. We are going to learn what does facility planning really mean? Why are we studying this subject? So the learning objective of today's session are first, to learn about facility planning. What is it? And secondly, to learn about hotel classification, or more specifically, the star rating that are given to the hotel in India. So first we come to what is facility planning. I'm sure you must have a few ideas in your head. I'll just narrow it down for you. Facility planning relates to planning and managing various facilities. It can be hotel, it can be various buildings or restaurants or any other ancillary area. Okay, things like the kitchen stewarding, which you must have seen in the hotels during your industrial training. Next is we need to decide in today's world, sometimes when we are coming up with a new property, where to locate it or how to redesign it. Suppose the hotel is already existing and we plan to renovate it, we want to redesign it, then you need to learn about facility planning so that you can take decisions if the case arises. And secondly, you should keep in mind how to reduce the cost at all times. We are going to discuss about some thumb rules. What is the meaning of thumb rules? Thumb rules means some rules broadly applied which are not very accurate, as in it is not very scientific to that you have to go like that. It is a general rule which is usually followed. Like if a hotel has say 100 number of rooms, what should roughly be the kitchen area of that hotel? So this is not very specific, but it has been applied over a period of time and it has worked out in many hotels. So we can say it is a thumb rule. Then nowadays we are very environment conscious in India as well as all over the world. So we have to know about various environment impacts while we are designing a facility or a hotel. So we will learn about that in this subject. Then moving ahead, now we know about the hotel classification, how it happens in India. There's a committee which comes to your property and they study the various aspects of the hotel and they provide you a rating. So the body that does classification in India is known as HRACC. The full form is Hotel and Restaurant Approval and Classification Committee. There are various members that are present in this committee. They are chosen from various government agencies, and industry people are also there, which can be from tourism industry. Then we have members from FHRAI. FHRAI is Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India. Then there will be members from IATO, that is Indian Association of Tour Operators. And next is TAAI, the Travel Agents Association of India, and the IHMs, the Institute of Hotel Management, that are run by the government under the Ministry of Tourism. So the IHMs are also the principal of these IHMs. They also come for inspection of the hotel or the classification. So we'll again reiterate who are the members of this HRACC committee. First would be a Secretary General of FHRAI. Second would be the President of HAI, which is Hotel Association of India. Then the President of Travel Agents Association of India. Then President of International Association of Tour Operators, then principal of the local IHM. Suppose the hotel is in Mumbai, then the IHM Mumbai principal would go for classification whenever they are going to the hotel for the classification. So now we come to hotel classification. On what basis are hotels classified? There are many ways on which we classify a hotel. It can be based on the star rating, according to their location, according to the type of clientele, the level of service, duration of the guest stay, and also the size. But in this lecture, we are going to discuss only about the star rating, and the other classification we are going to discuss in the subsequent lectures. So what is star rating? Star rating, as we discussed earlier, the members of HRACC, which is the Hotel and Restaurant Approval and Classification Committee, they inspect and they assess, as in they assess or give you marks on the various facilities and the services that the hotel offers. There are some differences between 1 star and 2 star, as in there is some limitation or boundary between each star rating. And to achieve best, or so to say 5 star rating, you have to have a list of very many things in the hotel, and accordingly you have to have the service of that quality. So we will discuss one by one what comprises in 1 star hotel and 2 star hotel and so on. So first we come to the 1 star hotel. It is very basic. All rooms should have shower and a bathtub. There should be daily room cleaning happening, means there should be some housekeeping staff which is always there to clean the rooms. There should be a color television with remote. So I'm telling you all these things so you can understand what are the basis on which the HRACC provides you classification. So if it's a 1 star rating and you are advertising, you have to have these things. These are very basic, but if it's a 1 star hotel, you need to have that. There should be a soap or body wash provided in the bathrooms. There should be some reception service. There should be a fax available. There should be a telephone service available to the guest. Though now with cell phones being there, it is kind of obsolete. There should be some beverage that can be offered to the guest, definitely against a payment, but should be there. And there should be a facility wherein they can access the safe deposit, possibly. Now we will see what are the various amenities required for a hotel to classify as a 2 star hotel. Again, very basic things are there. First, there should be a reading light next to the bed. There should be a bath, a sense, or a shower gel provided in the bathroom. There should be towels provided. Remember, in the 1 star hotel, there were no mention of towels. There should be some kind of linen service. There should be some sanitary products in the bathroom. And you should be allowed to settle your bill with a credit card. And there should be a breakfast buffet available to the guests. Moving on, we go to a 3 star hotel. What are the various services that should be there in a 3 star hotel? So in a 3 star hotel, there should be internet access in the room. There should be a reception area which is at least functioning 14 hours a day. There should be a telephone service which is available 24/7. There should be a luggage service, means there should be a bell desk or a bellboy who can carry your luggage up to the room and bring it down as well. There should be a telephone in all the rooms. There should be dressing mirror and a luggage rack. There should be basic things like sewing kit, shoe polish, etc. provided to the guest. In the hotel, whether the guest uses it or not, there should be a laundry and an ironing service available. Additional pillow and blanket should be available on demand. And there should be a complaint management system wherein technically you should be able to handle any complaint if it arises. Next, we go to 4-star hotel. what are the various amenities that should be present in a hotel to be classified as a 4-star hotel. The reception should be working at least 18 hours. The phone facility should be available 24/7. The lobby should have seating arrangement and beverage service. There should be a breakfast buffet and breakfast menu card, maybe through in-room dining or room service. There should be a mini bar available in the room, and 24 hours the beverage should be available via in-room dining or room service. In the room, specifically talking about the furniture, there should be a couch with side tables. There should be a bathrobe provided and slippers on demand. And there should be a few cosmetic products, which is a cream and a body lotion, etc., in the bathrooms. Now we come to 5-star hotel. You all have, I'm sure, seen a 5-star hotel. You've done your training, so you know what is the various things that should be there in a 5-star hotel. And we will now discuss what are the various amenities which should be present in a hotel for sure for it to classify as a 5-star hotel. Reception should be working 24 hours a day. There should be a multilingual staff at the reception, which means if a guest is speaking in Hindi, the staff should be able to answer as well as English. And if we consider Maharashtra, they should be able to converse in Marathi. That would be preferred in the staff. And sometimes if the guest is not able to converse in either English or any other regional language, sometimes the hotels, 5-star hotels, they have an interpreter service available, wherein the guest, if only he or she can speak in Chinese or Russian, they will have an interpreter who will come and converse with the guest. Next, there should be a spacious reception hall with several seating arrangements and beverage service. There should be personalized greeting for each guest, which is usually kept in the room. There should be fresh flowers, a welcome drink given to the guest. There should be mini bar in all the rooms. Food and beverage should be available 24 hours a day. That is usually through in-room dining, and coffee shops are also working 24 hours a day. There should be internet access. There should be an internet terminal, a thing like business center where the guest can go and access it. There should be a safe provided in every room wherein guests can keep their valuables and lock it themselves. There should be an ironing service, a shoe polish service wherein the housekeeping staff collects the shoes, polishes them, and keeps it back. Turn down service, which we all have covered in the previous years, which is an evening service given by the hotels, especially 5-star hotels, for the guests. Mystery guest audits, which means the 5-star hotels should maintain their standards as such that the sometimes the auditors, they pose as guests and they come and stay in your hotel, and then they give you the rating. They will check the cleanliness of the room, the promptness of the order taker, etc., and then they will give you the ratings. So this is how we classify all the hotels from 1-star to 5-star. We come to the end of this session. I thank you all for listening in. Please follow the link which is given in the description box and attempt the quiz on today's topic. I would like to give credit to the following sites from where I have sourced the material for my presentation. Thank you very much.